I'm gonna make a skid plate out of this Dollar Tree foam board and some tape. And then when I finish that, I'm gonna open it up, lay it on top of my 1/4-inch plate, cut it out, bend it, weld it, slap it in. So let's do that. All right, so skid plates. Basically, I need to make a skid plate to cover up this transfer case. And I've already got these 1/4-inch flat straps bolted to either side of it. I think this whole skid plate's gonna just be its own piece. It'll be the same height as this cross member here, and it'll come out to about, you know, that far, and that'll be good. I could add to it later if I want, but honestly, I think that's all I'll pretty much need. I don't foresee any rocks getting up into my, you know, little fuel filter thing. And if I crush my, you know, muffler, then I'll just have to move the muffler anyway because I need the real estate. So this already, with this, these joints are already only like 1 inch, 2 inches below the frame, and the rear links actually mount above where the frame is, so I can angle this as much as I want. The only thing stopping me is this muffler, which, you know, is only semi-permanent. So that's what I'm doing today. I'll be using this foam board to use as templates, and because I can't figure out a great way to put the camera on the floor to film all this crap, I'm just gonna set it, make my template, and hope y'all see it. There you go. I got you on a little car dolly thing. Hopefully you won't be in my way. I won't be in your way. I'm going to make this skid plate. I'm going to cut reliefs where these bending points is, because I don't have a giant 3-jack press brake. Bend it and then fit it with my jack until it fits perfect. And then I'm going to tack it all together with these metal strips that I've already bolted to here. Tack this to that. Weld it all up while it's on here. And then I could lower it down and add some reinforcement stuff to the edges and across in spots where I know it's not going to get, you know, interference with any of this other stuff. Not a bad looking piece. If it's less than 48 inches wide, I can get right across the middle of my steel plate. I've got some plate steel that I'm standing on that I need to cut in order to do this skid plate. And so in order to do that, using this Harbor Freight Titanium Plasma 65, which I bought off of the Harbor Freight website, I got a little bit of a coupon, but I'm not sponsored or affiliated, even though I've emailed them 2 or 3 times with no response because I'm a small channel. But anyway, here's how I'm going to be cutting and building my skid plate. So this is my unboxing of the Titanium Plasma 65. And you may be wondering, Thomas, why are you doing a box opening in the bucket of a lawn tractor? And to that I say, my countertop is still messed up. I don't have time to clean it right now. Gotta get this project done so I can go and get to Utah and have fun. Alright, first impression as I open the box. I'm just kidding, it's not the kind of box opening. Styrofoams. My trash can. Torch handle. Cable. That cable. Unit itself. Ground cable. More styrofoam. A special tool, that's kind of it. Some consumables, which is good. So I didn't buy any. And some instructions. The tool is kind of interesting, kind of thin. I'm not wondering what that's for. Hopefully not to undo anything really tight. It's really thin. The 220 cord is about 6 feet long, which means I'm gonna have to set this stuff up over there, clean this area out, and move those carpets a little bit so that I could actually, or I cut it right outside here by the shop where all my go-kart parts are. There's that. Or what I could try is plugging this thing into here and seeing what I could do with 120 volts. So I have air, I have power. Now you've seen all the reviews of this machine before, so I won't bore you with those details, but one of the reasons I went with this model is because it has this plug. And if you don't know, ArcDroid actually has an adapter that you could plug into the Titanium machine, a Titanium 65 machine, that will make this work with the ArcDroid. And I really would like to get an ArcDroid toward the end of this year or at the very beginning of next year for sure. We're gonna hide these so I never find them again, probably with the manual. And I'll set up my 1/4-inch steel plate somewhere over there, and I'll set this on top of the steel plate, plug it in, and we'll trace out and cut out our skid plate. That's the first time I've ever used a plasma cutter where I've set everything up myself. Kind of fun. You should get yourself one. I've got this template turned into a piece of metal. I bent these sides up just how I want them. And so as it sits right now, this will, you know, right up to the thing. I want to go ahead and weld these corners so that it'll keep this shape. But in order for it to keep the shape and these don't bow in and out, I'm going to have to make a temporary cross piece that goes from here and everywhere. And then once that's done, I'm going to make some structure on the bottom side of this belly pan, but at the same time not interfere with the transfer case and the muffler, because there's about 3/4 of an inch for the muffler, maybe a little more than that for the transfer case. You missed it. I took the belly pan and I welded this angle iron upside down on top of here. Took these cross member pieces off and then welded the belly pan to the 1/4 inch pieces that were bolted to the bottom of the truck. So those reliefs that I cut out by hand, freehand with the plasma cutter, access the bolts very nicely, and because I built it like that, I won't be knocking any of the bolt heads off. So now what I need to do is take some angle iron and kind of strengthen this all up on the front and the rest of the sides right here. Weld it all up and then we'll install it. Well, just as I finished making this beautiful piece, mitered perfectly on the edges to fit the angle of these side pieces, and I'm about to tack it on and I ran out of wire. So it's 4 o'clock. I'm determined to get this entire build in one video, which means the rest of this video will be my tomorrow. I think I'll go get some dinner and get some wire, and I'll finish this in the morning as much as I can. Do this and start on another project. So this is going very well. So I'll be back just like finished welding up this. I've got some 1/8 inch angle iron cut and carved to fit perfect, welded all the way around. Also filled in the gap between the mounting plate and the skid. I've done the same with angle iron on the bottom and on these sides. I did make a relief right here and this part just because that's where the muffler goes, in hopes that maybe the muffler will hang instead of rest on it, but at this point I'm out of time, and if it does rest on it, it's something that I could fix later. Now it's time to get some paint on this. I have 2 colors to choose from, and then we'll get it put on. To see if this thing fits, if I did everything correctly. Line up all these holes. Spend like 3 or 4 days lying on my back, grinding, welding, all kinds of other stuff, wiring. Trying to figure out the front drive shaft. Let me tell you, it is a workout. And I can't breathe the whole time. Well, we're having fun. we're having tons of fun. Up. Over. Scratched up my paint. Only cost me around, I would guesstimate, like 50 bucks, 50 or 60 bucks in material. And of course, you know, $2,000 or $3,000 in tools. Is it strong enough to lift the whole truck? That's the question. Let's see if this thing is gonna bend and give. It's lifting the entire truck. There hardly isn't any give because I, you know, welded those ribs across it, which is just what I wanted. Try it back here. Oh yeah. Lift the whole truck from this point. So we should be able to, you know, I don't know how about jumping it, but we should be able to come down pretty hard on something and hit protect my transfer case and my cheap muffler here, which by the way, that relief that I cut right here gives me about, you know, 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch from my muffler, so I'm glad I did that. It was resting right up on here. The fulcrum for the drive line is right above this rib on the back of the skid plate, so I'll never run into any issues with my drive line. Later on in the future, if I decide that I'm catching on my rear lower links, I can add to this skid plate to bring it back to here so that I can slide off of the skid plate and over on these, but I doubt that I'll ever get that far. Now the question that a couple of people have asked me, how much ground clearance do I have with this suspension setup? And I'll go ahead and measure that now, but I'm thinking it's at least 18 inches. Let me grab my tape measure. It's lower in the back than it is in the front, so I'll measure there. And 18.5 inches. So if I wanted that 20-inch belly clearance, I'd only have to lift this truck about 1.5 inches. But I'm going to wheel it this weekend, or next weekend, and we'll see just how much of a problem that is, because I doubt it's going to be a problem. Right against my cross member, right here, from off-road, oh shoot, what is that? Iron Rock Off-Road. And this angle right here, which is pretty cool, is the same angle that I'm going to make the boat sides to meet up with these sliders right here. I'll give you another view of that. So there's the skid plate. There's the side of the skid plate. You can see the angle. And then here's the edge of the slider. And those angles, the sides of that skid plate, dang near meet up just with the corner, in line with the corner of these rock sliders. Is it ready for my trip, Warren, and Moab? Don't know. The crawl's good. Hobbies makes lots of noise. Probably need to tighten a bunch of stuff up. Do the final, work on everything right now. Load it on the blue trailer. Hook up the black truck, and be ready to go come next Thursday morning The only thing I didn't get to do is skid pan in the back so that things slide off the bumper. Hopefully it doesn't destroy itself, come down off rocks. It does hang out significantly farther than the front bumper. I think it turned out really well. Wished I could have got a skid plate built for the trans and the engine pan, but I'm hoping that my lower front links will protect it for the most part, and protect my drive line. So tell me what y'all think. Hope you like these videos. Don't forget to hit like and share, subscribe, and hit the little bell and stuff.